Hi there friends, welcome to my channel and welcome to process video number 229, and this is going to be my first layout using my July Homemade Scrapbook kit. If you have not seen what items I had put in this particular kit, make sure that you check the description box below because I will have the link to the video where I shared the items that I particularly wanted to use for this kit. This kit has a summer theme to it, summer vibe, so there's a lot of bold colors in there and just a lot of fun different kinds of elements that I am looking forward to using. This first layout is, as you can tell, it's going to be a double page layout, and this is actually not, well, maybe it is still a summer themed documentation or summer themed activity, but these are pictures of Labor Day events in 2018. And during that day, because my husband didn't have work and kids are home, we first of all, my husband and I went on a hike that morning, and then after that we did a few kind of yard work, and then we took the kids to mini golf, and then after that we went to one of our favorite local ice cream shops and kind of finished off our day with some ice cream. So it was a lot of fun, and most of these pictures are actually from the mini golf activity, but that's totally fine. I feel like this still encompasses all of the things that we did, and because there's a lot of pictures, it warranted a double page layout. I'm starting off with the white cardstock base, and I'm just going to use that. I'm not going to gut it because I have a lot of pictures to adhere to it. So I figured that I'm just going to keep it there. Sometimes it is good to gut the background paper, the cardstock, so that you can use it for another layout. But in this instance, I feel like I would just give myself a lot more headache if I tried to gut that and try to adhere, my photos with an open or a gutted background piece. I did try to cut or trim those pictures a little bit, especially the tops, just because I like my pages to have a little bit of frame around it, just so you can see the background paper. So that's just kind of like my go-to, like my style for double page layouts. I like a little bit of frame showing so you can see the background. And so this layout was actually inspired by a digital template, and I'm going to try to remember to link that in the description box below. I did a mini series of just double page layouts inspired by some digital scrapbook templates, and that's kind of like one of my my go-to design inspirations for double page layouts right now. So I will make sure to link that in the description box below. I have, let me see, I think I have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 17 photos here, and they're all 3x4s. Actually, some of them are smaller or skinnier than 3x4, like this one of my husband trying to hit that ball into the hole there, just because when I edit these pictures, and most of these pictures, or all of these pictures rather, are taken from my phone, and so sometimes when I try to put them in a 3x4 grid, that I lose some of the parts of the photo. And so when I crop them, sometimes there's things that are not good cropped, because then you lose a good part of the layout, or sorry, of the photo. And so I just make it skinnier so that I can actually put the whole frame of the photo in there. So because the particular photo I was talking about is skinnier than the 3x4, it doesn't span a whole 3 inch. I am going to try to figure out a way for me to cover up that little spot right there so that it could be a complete 3 inches long. And then I have this really bold fun paper from Heidi Swapp, and I just cut out a 1/4 inch trim of that so that I can put that in between that yellow diagonal paper and then my photos. And so now I'm thinking that the photos to the left, especially the ones that are on the pattern paper, needed a frame or matting around them, because I feel like they're going to get lost with that pattern paper in the background. So I'm just kind of auditioning some solid cardstocks. I am trying to use papers that are from that bold paper strip that I got from Heidi Swapp. I feel like if I pull out those same colors, that they will blend well, just because you're already seeing those same colors in a different part of the layout. So I'm just kind of rummaging through my cardstock pieces here. I do have a little folder that has all my cardstock scraps, and that has been working for me for the last, I don't know, year now or so. And I just flip through that. I do have a different system for storing my pattern paper scraps, and I did a video on that just a few months ago, and if I remember, I will make sure to link that as well in the description box below. And so I pulled out some papers. The problem, I really wanted to have a bold pink in there, but the problem is I didn't have a big enough pink to cover the 3x4s. Now I could have pulled out a new 12 by 12 or even a 8.5 by 11 from my stash, just so that I can have a bold pink frame or mat in one of my photos. But really, this all works. Like, it doesn't matter if I have a bold pink or not. And I didn't want to cut a new big piece just so I can have a mat for a particular photo. So now I am matting these photos. I went with a dark blue. The dark blue actually matched the blue that you see in the photos, and then a yellow and a light pink. Now that yellow, actually I did not realize, but as you can see, one of the edges actually is not, like, if I trim it, it's not a complete frame around my photo, because it is a scrap, and I have used that paper to punch some stars. And so I just realized that now when I was cutting it, but it's going to be fine, because I can cover that little piece of imperfection with a sticker later on, and you'll see me do that. So now that most of my design is ready, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere all these things. And oh, before that, I guess I'm going to try to find something to cover up that, like I said, that not so quite 3-inch piece there on the bottom. And so I found this 3x4 photo, and because 3x4 pocket card, and because it is 3x4, it's going to be a perfect fit there. But I'm going to adhere that. At first I was thinking of trimming that off, but I don't know if it's an exact, like, 1/2 inch or whatever. And so I just decided I'm just gonna adhere that piece and then trim off the excess. That way I know that it goes all the way to the edge like I want it to. So now I have adhered the pattern papers on the background as well as the photos, and I've also adhered my journaling on there. I had pre-printed that off, and now I'm working on to the title. Now the title will be Celebrate Together. I did pull out a pre-cut title that I had made on my die cut machine, my silhouette, and it's white, and I just feel okay. So there were two things that I was contemplating of doing with that Celebrate. I could either color it in with some ink, like blend it there, so that it will have some color, or I could just put it there as is white but have vellum. And so I initially thought that I would just color it in, but as you can see, some of the parts of the letter, because it is script, are very, very thin, and I was afraid that if I do some blending that I would end up ripping it, because that's how I am. I mess up a lot. But so I just figured I'm just gonna do a vellum just to make it stand out just a little bit onto the against the background. And I don't know, let me know in the description box below. Do you think that I should have added some color with it by blending some inks, or do you think my way of resolving it to make it stand out by just using vellum works better? Let me know in the comment section below. And then I am pairing up the Celebrate cut file with some letter stickers that I pulled out for this particular mini kit. And as you can see, I have been doctoring some of the layout, or some of the letters rather, because I didn't have an E, an H, and an R, but it all works out. I feel like it's a good challenge to use up some letter stickers once in a while, especially when you can doctor it. I've done that before. I did it a lot before, especially when I had very limited supply. You know, I wanted to maximize my use of letter stickers for my titles. But ever since I started kind of quote unquote working in the industry where I would get supplies from companies and magazines, I've kind of forgotten how, you know, that way of doctoring letter stickers, because I felt like I have a lot of letter stickers. I can just use some new ones if I needed all of the letters. But now the idea of using up my stash really has kind of jumpstart my mojo, and it's been really good. So another thing that I felt like I needed, because the white was still not quite standing out against the background, is to highlight it with just a pen. Now parts of the letter is on to the photos, and I was scared of actually, even though I know my pen is archival safe, I did not want to doodle on my photos. So I am just concentrating on creating my outline on with the letters on the actual pattern paper, and not worrying about the ones that are on the photo. So that's going to be the title here. And then now that I have my photos, I have my title, I have my journaling, now comes the fun part, which is to decorate. And so I am going to again pull out all of the items that I had decided to use for this homemade kit, and decorate it. Now I am using that 3x4, what is left of that, and that's going to be kind of my visual triangle for this layout. I'm going to use the rest of it as a banner, and so I'm going to put some of it in two other places in my layout so that I can create a visual triangle alongside that strip of paper that I added onto one of my photos. So initially I thought that I will just use my banner punch for it, but the banner that I will be able to create with that is just way too big for the spaces that I plan on adding this paper to. So I just decided to hand cut it. I believe I had cut it 1.25 inch wide. I don't know how long it is, but I'm just going to be adding three. Initially I thought maybe I will just do two, but I will be adding another piece from the leftover, and then adding a third one there. So I'm going to add one over here on the top right of my layout, and then another one on the bottom of my journaling. Initially I had thought that maybe I can put it on top of the left photo, like the photo of me and my husband, but then I just decided there's more space to fill on the bottom of the journaling rather than on the very top left of my layout, if that makes any sense. Okay, So I am just adhering that, and then I am going to go through some of the stickers from my or my homemade kit. I shouldn't say mini kit because it's a full-on kit, so I shouldn't say mini. I'm sorry about that. But now I'm just going to go through the stickers and trying to see which ones would work well. None of them really stood out. I think I'm going to use some from this Jelly Bean sticker sheet, and then I am going to pull out some American Crafts like sticker book that I pulled out as well, and they had some big sticker sheets there that I can use to fill in the rest of the space that I wanted to. Another thing that you won't see me do this because I totally forgot to do it while I was filming, was I had pulled out some phrase and word stickers from Simple Stories, and I had wanted to use those words to kind of add some interest to the photos, because I don't want to say there's empty spaces because there's not, but there are some like open spaces that I could fill in some stickers without taking away from the photos, especially these photos that have like a span of the green from the golf, like the greenery where the ball will travel to the hole. I decided to fill some of those edges, some of those parts with some phrase stickers, and you will see some of that in the close-up shots here. So I have this sticker Good Times, but it has some kind of cold drink next to it. But I don't really want to use the cold drink just because I feel like it doesn't match anything that was going on in the photos. So I am going to cut just the word Good Times and trying to cut that in a way where it would still look like it was meant to be just the word sticker here. And then I'm just going to save that cold drink because I never know, maybe I could use that for another layout using this kit. So I'm just going to leave it as is. And then can't quite remember what else I did here. Oh, I'm putting that piece, and I think I add some enamel dots and call it a day. And that's going to be my layout for today. Again, there's going to be close-ups at the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing, and also make sure that you hit that bell button so that you will be notified when I post a new layout, and also share if you are so inclined so that other people can get to know me and get to know my type of scrapbooking. Thank you again, and I will catch you guys another video. Bye.